Welcome everybody to today's very special session. We've got a lot to cover with everybody today. It is of course the Gold and Silver Club Commodity Market Outlook for the 30th of November to the 4th of December 2015. So today we will be analysing the latest developments in the commodities markets. We'll be discussing our outlook for the week ahead. As always, great to see lots of you on here today. We'll be covering an overview of the commodity markets, the top trades of the week, live market commentary, and trading ideas for the week ahead. So first of all, before we get started, I'll introduce you to the Gold and Silver Club. We are an international commodities trading, research and advisory group. We specialize in the precious metals, the energies and the agricultural markets. We are recognized as the leading go-to authority on commodities. As internationally respected experts, our analysis and our opinions on the metals, the energies and the agricultural markets, they're routinely sought by major financial television channels and publications, which include Bloomberg, Reuters, CNN, Global Banking and Finance Review, and the Wall Street Journal, to name a few. Our team of experts has advised and taught technical analysis, fundamental research and portfolio management to more than 75,000 private and institutional traders worldwide. So for more information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please do feel free to visit us at www.thegoldandsilverclub.com. Right, so we'll take a look at the gold price at the moment. Gold has actually broken down quite significantly over the last week. So we discussed this in detail on last week's session where we looked for a key level of support on gold to be broken. We have finally broken and closed below that level, and we've seen a very nice sell-off. So well done to everybody who caught some of that move over the course of this week. It's really been a lovely sell-off. So here are some of the top trades that we've had using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies. We had a lovely sell short opportunity on gold, so it's broken down. Again, you can see very clearly overhead resistance channel. We've broken down over 220 points to the downside over the last week. We're sitting around key support at the moment. We've also had an opportunity to sell short into platinum as well. So we had a 240 point sell-off and a breakdown on platinum, as we've seen the overall momentum continue to the downside with all of the precious metals. And wheat also gave us a lovely sell short opportunity. We broke down significantly over the course of Friday, and also today we gapped a little bit lower again, so we had a lovely breakdown in price, over 240 points profit on wheat as well. So there's been some really good sell short opportunities. So what we'll do, we'll move it over to the technicals. As always, we'll keep it nice and interactive. If there are any questions or comments throughout the session, do please feel free to post those as well, and we'll go through those too. So the first market we'll start off with today, we'll move over to gold. We'll start off with the precious metals, and then we'll go on to the energies, and then also of course the agricultural markets as well. The first point to note here on gold right now is that we have finally had a resolution. We've brought a major support level, and we've continued to close below that level. Last week we had a retest of a previous support zone turn resistance. So this is what is known as a goodbye kiss, where you have a breaking down of a major support zone. We then come and retest that level, and then it offers us with a sell short opportunity again once we get rejection. So we have a look at the trend lines here. You'll see very clearly on gold, we came up to retest resistance over Thursday and Friday. We've got a really nice supportive channel and also a resistance channel just overhead as well. And we're continuing just to ricochet between support and resistance, moving really nicely. Each time we come up to resistance, finding rejection and selling off. Each time we're coming down to support, we're also finding buyers in the market. So we're just moving between nice, really clear trend channels at the moment. So where gold is sat at the moment, you can see the price really started to get tighter and tighter into Friday's session, and you can see we finally broke down, really nice breakdown and sell off, so we continue to ride this down. Now as we head into a new week now, there are some very key news announcements you want to definitely have on your radar. First of all, the next really big gold trading opportunity that we see will be this Friday on non-farm payroll. So we typically see some really good breakout trades on non-farm payroll. Where we're sat at the moment, we've broken through 5-year lows on gold. So essentially what we want to do is see whether we'll get more momentum to the downside now that we've broken and closed below a major level of support, to see if gold continues to sell off to the downside, or whether gold does retrace and then end up actually having a Santa rally from here, because we're coming into the 1st of December tomorrow. So it will be an interesting week for gold. We're definitely at a decision point as we head into non-farm payroll, where we could break down significantly lower, or we could get a rally back up to retest previous support, turn resistance here. So for gold at the moment, we've continued to sell into this market, selling on any rallies at the moment. All these rallies have been very short-lived. We've broken down significantly. What you want to do, or what we'll be doing in terms of trade management here, if we continue to see Friday's low taken out, so you can see we've come down to key level about 1050 on gold at the moment. If we break through 1050, if we break below Friday's low here, we're likely to see momentum really pick up to the downside. So it's something to be aware of, particularly if you've got longer term swing trades on gold. If we break through that level, it's worth trailing the stop, and you'll continue to see more downside on gold. So it's definitely one to have a look at. Otherwise, I would expect if we hold at this zone, a rotation back up towards the upper end of this trend line. That is what I'll be looking at just in the short term here for gold. If we look at gold on the much larger time frames, and it's always worth doing this, going out to the larger time frames, you'll see where we come down to key level, $1,050 per ounce. Now the next level I would anticipate, if we continue to break down, is going to be taking us to 1,035. That was the key resistance going back to 2008, was also a key support zone in 2009. Now if you go over again to the much larger time frames, we draw in these trend channels, you can see as well where we've just come down to the lower end of this channel, where ultimately we could expect a bounce around the 1030 zone. Okay, so if you have a look at the much larger time frames, you do want to have a look on those. You can also see a big rejection candle from the month of October has also been triggered to the downside. We've seen really good momentum. So we're sat right at the lower end of this support zone. Another big announcement we've got as we head into December is going to be Wednesday the 16th of December, which of course is the FOMC statement. So that will be a big announcement, often a very big mover for the gold market as well. So I see two explosive trading opportunities this month as we head into December: Friday's non-farm payroll and also the FOMC announcement. So where gold is sitting at the moment, it could either find support around the 1050 to 1030 zone, or if it breaks that level, we could be heading much lower. So it's definitely one you want to have on your radar, and well done to everybody who've caught some of this pressure to the downside over the last week. Very similar situation on platinum too. Platinum across multiple time frames is looking quite weak at the moment. Now last week we were having a look right at the lower end of this trend channel. So platinum has continued to break down. You can just bring out a trend channel on the chart here, and you'll see, in fact, there's a nice parallel channel sitting on platinum at the moment, and you'll see where we're continuing to ricochet just between here, support and resistance. So we're sat right at the lower end of this channel right now. So platinum could get supported at this level. It is important also to note, again, tomorrow is the 1st of December. This time last year on the 1st of December, we did see some big capitulations on the metals. We saw a lot of fresh funds come into the market, and particularly where you see the metals are oversold, it is something just to be aware of, that we could see tomorrow, or a lot of new funds coming to the market, particularly where we're seeing gold, platinum, silver all quite overextended. So for me, platinum is definitely one to watch whilst we're sat at the lower end of that trend channel as well. On the daily chart, getting a little bit of rejection off a key level of support. Again, you can just draw in these trend channels, worth having on your charts for all of the precious metals here. Okay, so you can see very clearly nice level of support and also resistance here as well, continuing to ricochet between these levels. So I want to see whether we get some sort of a rotation, potentially a buy opportunity around these levels as well. If we start to base out here for platinum, keeping a very close eye on that as well, but particularly the weekly chart, really nice solid trend channel, which we're sitting right at the lower end of that channel at the moment. So it's one to watch. Now if we have a look at silver, silver has also right now hit a very key level of support. Now silver, if it had broken and closed below 1397 here, so we're at a very important level of support here. You can see 1397, 1396, about that level at the moment. We're continuing to consolidate at that zone. If silver breaks and closes below that level, we'll see exactly the same situation that we've seen on platinum and gold as well. Once they've broken and closed below their major swing low point from 2015, we can really start to anticipate the momentum to pick up to the downside a lot. Now at the moment we're still consolidating on silver. If we get a break and a close below the 1396 level, that is where we are going to be very interested in selling into this market. I suspect that silver at the moment, it needs a catalyst in order to get a good move. It's been consolidating around 2 weeks. Every time it has come down to this major level of support, so far it is getting supported. We're seeing bounces off these levels. So it could offer an opportunity either for a breakout trade to the upside as we continue to consolidate here with silver, or we might see a breaking down of this major support zone and then really pick up the momentum. Again, I really want confirmation here on silver. If we break and close, so let me just show you, if we break and close below 13.96, I expect the momentum to really pick up to the downside. If we break and close above 14.38, I expect momentum to really start picking up to the upside, particularly as we come into the month of December here. Now, if we move over and have a look at the other precious metals, it's the same story really across the board. A lot of weakness here for aluminium as well. We've got quite a significant sell-off on Friday. You can see we pull back quite a lot down towards the major support zone again. So there's been weakness also in aluminium. If you have a look, zinc also sold off quite significantly last week too. You can see on Friday where we had another sell-off to the downside, and zinc just consolidating again just near key support. So we're seeing a lot of confluence between all the precious metals, all looking weak at the moment. Now we'll move it over to copper, and then we'll transition over and have a look also at oil too. So oil still consolidating at the moment. So copper did break down significantly over the month of November. So overall on copper, we closed very bearish candle here just on the monthly chart. Again, you can see where we've come. We've broken down significantly. We haven't been at these levels with copper since 2009 on the chart. There you can see where we've broken down significantly. So we're currently sitting at 6-year lows on copper. It has come to getting a little bit overextended. It's come right down to the lower end of this trend channel again, which we can just match up, and you've got a nice overhead parallel channel forming as well. So copper is at a point where it could start to base around these levels. If we have a look at the weekly chart, we formed finally a bit of a bullish candle after this significant sell-off over the last 5 weeks, a bit of an indecision candle just building so far this week. You can see there is the potential for a base to form here, a V-shaped reversal pattern. So it is something to have a look at. You can see a typical V-shaped reversal pattern is here where you see the market start to base. You draw a neckline on that, and then you're looking for the neckline to get breached and then a rally after we've breached the neckline. So you can see there is potential here for copper starting to base, forming a bit of a V-shaped reversal pattern after it has significantly sold off. Again, I can just quickly demonstrate. You can see that very clearly on the chart there, just a few of these previous V-shaped reversal patterns in the chart as well. So these V-shaped reversal patterns, often if they break out to the upside, once we break above the neckline, they could really start to build up momentum. So keeping an eye on that as well for copper, particularly again as we head into the 1st of December tomorrow, where we often see a lot of fresh funds coming into the market. So we definitely want to have that on our radar regarding copper too. Now if we move over to the oils, first of all we'll have a look at Brent crude oil, and then we'll also have a look at WTI crude oil too. So with Brent, we're continuing to consolidate. You'll really get a better picture of oil. Again, if you look out at the larger time frames, you can see the overall volume and volatility slowed down here on oil. You've got a couple of weeks worth of dojis where you've got indecision. Now we did sell short oil when it finally broke through key support, and we had a nice close. We continued to sell this short on the daily chart. Now if we go over to the weekly chart at the moment, in fact, to tell you what we'll do, we'll go over to the monthly chart as well, because we have had quite a significant pullback over the month of November as well for oil. You can see where we've pulled back. We haven't taken out this major supportive zone. You can see that was a major supportive zone in the 2008 as well. We're still sitting around the low end of this zone. We didn't take out the lows of 2015, although it's still looking quite bearish here as we head into December as well. Now the major news announcement that you want to keep on your radar here for oil is going to be the OPEC meeting on Friday. So last year on that OPEC meeting, we saw oil sell off 750 points in 2 days. And over the following 2 weeks, oil sold off over 1,500 points to the downside. So it's definitely a major high-impact news announcement that you want to be aware of next Friday, the OPEC meeting. So you can see a couple of weeks of indecision on oil. What I'm looking for here, if we just go out to the weekly chart again, is I want to see which way this is going to break this week. So you've got an indecision candle from last week. I want to see if we're going to clear above resistance. You can see that was also a previous level of support, turn resistance last week, and we're just sat right in the middle. So for now, I would be sat on the sidelines for oil and awaiting a breakout on Friday. We've actually got the potential for a good technical setup here, just dependent on whether we breach the highs or the lows as we go into Friday's OPEC announcement. So whilst we stay between 43.60 up to 46.50. We'll continue just to monitor the price structure at the moment for oil. On the daily chart here, you can see where it's consolidating over the last few days. Indecision in the market, so ultimately waiting for the OPEC meeting on Friday. Unless we get a breaking down of these key levels of support and resistance from last week over the course of the next couple of days on particularly oil inventories. Otherwise, we'll be waiting until Friday's OPEC meeting in order to trade that off the actual announcement. If we go over and have a look at light sweet crude oil, very similar situation, just consolidating. On the weekly chart, big doji formation, which again is suggesting indecision in the market. So this week, I want to see whether we're going to breach the highs or we're going to breach the lows. So have a look at that. We've got major support around the 40-40 zone and major resistance at 43.50. So again, if we just continue to consolidate this week, waiting for that OPEC announcement, or we'll take a breakout of last week's high and low if we breach these key levels prior to that statement, again, particularly on Wednesday's oil inventories. But you can see here where oil is still consolidating around its previous highs and previous lows from last week. We're just sitting in this range. So we broke key support, which was sitting at 53.50. We sold off nicely. We actually sold that short. Nice profitable day trade on that. It's continued to consolidate, and you can see it broke down below supportive zone but closed back within it, and now we're just consolidating. So complete indecision in the oil market, awaiting news. So I would look at the technical setup and marry that up with the catalyst, which will be the OPEC news announcement on Friday. So definitely you want to have that just ready for a trading opportunity on Friday at the moment with crude oil. I will just talk you through the Private Traders Club. We get a lot of questions on this, and I'll just go through exactly what the Private Traders Club entails. We have launched the Private Traders Club, which includes the following. You get access to Master the Markets training course. So this really enables you to take your trading to the next level. Essentially, it goes through our signature Master the Markets trading course strategies, which includes fundamentals, technical trading strategies, the exact powerful trading methods that our professional traders, investment banks, hedge funds, they use around the world in their daily trading activities. Very comprehensive commodities training program, and it will really teach you everything you need to know to become a consistent and profitable trader. So you might think, okay, is it right for me? Who is it really suited for? I would say it's really suited for all levels from beginners to advanced. Now the reason being, even if you're an experienced trader, you might have hit a bit of a plateau within your trading and you really want to take your trading to the next level, particularly if you haven't traded the commodity markets before. You might have experience with equities or Forex, but commodities is something that you would like to develop your knowledge and your skills with and really be able to trade the commodity markets very successfully. You get access to live trade ideas ready to implement at the Gold and Silver Club, which is great. I know a lot of traders, when they come to join us, they do comment they've been trading by themselves for perhaps a number of years, either not been successful, might have lost some money, doing it the wrong way, which we totally understand. If you've not had professional support or professional support via mentorship program before, you might have struggled in the past. Also, a lot of traders who join us, they do mention, they're feeling alone when you're trading. You wish you could interact with other traders. You want to be part of a community of successful traders, and that's exactly what you have at the Private Traders Club. You have a community of successful traders here where you're not left alone. You're supported every step of the way, and you'll get a real feel for that via our week ahead trading plan, our live trading rooms throughout the week, our live technical analysis videos. Essentially during the week we provide live trade setups, which is where our private members, they get access to highly profitable trade setups across commodity markets, from the precious metals, the energies, agricultural markets. So each setup is shared with you on our forum, so it does include exact entry, exit points, our profit targets, our stop losses. So everything is laid out very clearly to make it very easy to act on that information. Also, every weekend we produce the week ahead wealth plan. So our members absolutely love this. So we've gone over what we're anticipating over the course of today and as we head into December on today's session, but really we take this to a whole new level with a very comprehensive trading plan outlining all the major economic events in the upcoming week, along with a list of highly profitable trade setups, chart analysis, commentary across the commodity market. So we provide you that week ahead trade plan to ensure that you're fully prepared for the week ahead so you don't miss any profitable trading opportunities. opportunities, and of course you get fully supported at the Gold and Silver Club. So you get VIP email support where our traders have access to a dedicated email support line, which is great if you've got any questions or comments just throughout the week. We are there on hand to assist you and with any questions or support regarding the trading course, technical setups, our market related queries. Our team is there to respond to you on any of those. Okay, so that's just a little bit more background on the Private Traders Club. Again, you can just reach that by going to www.theprivatetradersclub.com. I'll put the link up there just for you very shortly, and once you have gone through all the details there, it's very simple in terms of the enrollment. Take you less than 60 seconds. The enrollment form, this is where you click to actually get on and fill in your details, and we'll get in touch with you ASAP